Library of Youngstown and Mahoning County, and I'm your host again for Saturday Night Scares. Scary stories for adults and brave teens. Tonight's story is called Exit This Way, written by Dr. von Puggenstein. Why do we remember some dreams very vividly, while others exist as a fleeting shadow which furtively darts away from our mind as soon as we wake up? I think I am dreaming now, or perhaps just remembering a particularly vivid dream. I feel like I've had this dream before, or perhaps it's just déjà vu. I see the dream in my mind, and it feels so real, just like I am there. In my dream, it is a bright sunny afternoon, and I have just come out of Marco's, my favorite Italian spot for a quick lunch downtown. They have the best salmon salad, grilled salmon with tomatoes, olive, green peppers, and a little bit of feta cheese. I work as an attorney in a building a few blocks down on the other side of the street, and I try to go to Marco's at least once a week, so I know this area very well. Not to be trite, but I have gone to lunch here so many times I feel I could do it in my sleep. Maybe that explains the dream. Lunch was delicious, as always, but I feel a vague sense of being disturbed by something. It isn't uncommon for me to be a little preoccupied mentally in my profession. Laws and case rulings provide an ever-changing landscape that an attorney must effectively navigate to be successful. And sometimes a client, or something they said, just sticks with you and replays over in your mind. Anyway, standing on the sidewalk outside Marco's, I lift my head and look to the left. Even with sunglasses, the sun reflecting off the cars parked on the street makes it difficult to see. Nothing in particular grabs my attention, so I turn around and look toward my office. The sun warms my face, but the slight breeze keeps it pleasant. The walk back to the office isn't far, and that should help clear my head. I take a few steps out into the street, as I have done hundreds of times before. The street is eerily silent, and the world, including me, seems to be moving in slow motion. I look up just as a bird flies overhead. I hear a scream and a terrible screeching. I slowly turn my head back left towards the sounds and see a bus coming directly at me. The tires aren't rolling, but the vehicle is still moving toward me. I know it's going to happen, and the only thing I have time to do is to close my eyes. I closed my eyes. Scary dream, huh? I usually dream about pets, work, or high school. I love dogs. Dreaming about work seems common to a lot of people. High school is a significant time for most people, so that isn't too out of the ordinary either. In my most stressful dreams, either I am late for school, didn't study for the test, or my friends are picking on me for some reason. So getting hit by a bus is definitely an unusual dream. A little cliche, perhaps. Does anyone really get hit by a bus? If so, I might know someone who can help them professionally. I probably shouldn't joke about that. But at least the dream is over, I think. I'm still not sure if I am dreaming or awake. It's very dark and cool. I am lying down, but I'm not sure if I can move. You know how you feel sometimes when you just wake up at the most tense moment of a scary dream? The feeling remains for a few minutes and you're not sure if you are truly awake? I feel that. The feeling usually passes, so I lie there, just waiting. I try to think about the salmon salad, about how maybe I should try something different there next time. I've always heard the mussels were good. Then it hits me. I don't hear my bedroom ceiling fan. The white noise and cool air help me sleep, so I run it every night. And normally, when I open my eyes during the night, I see the alarm clock lights illuminating the sidewall. Now I see only darkness. Maybe the fan stopped running, and maybe the batteries ran down on the alarm clock. Both happening in the same night would be strange and unlikely, but not impossible. I try to focus my thoughts. But why do they keep returning to the visual of the bus. Something about being in the dark heightened sensations and spurs ridiculous thoughts he would easily dismiss in the light of day. Was that really a dream? Did I get hit by the bus? Am I dead? No, that can't be. Who gets hit by a bus? That must just be night terrors, right? And if I did get hit by a bus, wouldn't I be in the hospital, surrounded by beeping machines and round-the-clock light in the hallways? The bus driver clearly had stepped on the brakes, so it wouldn't have hit me that hard. I look around and listen intently for any sound. There is none. No lights. No sound. Okay, even if the craziest thing did happen and I did not just wake up from a bad dream, if the bus hit me in real life, maybe I'm just in a coma. No one really knows what that is like, right? Though I really don't see or hear anything, and I feel weightless, like I'm floating. That can't be good. Well, the best and only thing I can do is lie here. If I am at home in bed, in a few minutes this feeling will pass. I'll hear the fan or see some light from where the clock should be. Then everything will be all right, and I can laugh about this tomorrow. If I am in a coma, these thoughts and level of awareness must mean I'm close to waking back up. Though I'm not entirely looking forward to waking up in a hospital after being hit by a bus. I hope they have me on strong painkillers. If I am dead, at least I will get to see what's next. Everyone has their opinions about what happens after you die, and now I'll know. If somehow I come back to life, maybe I can write a book about it. I know a number of people who have, and a few of them were on my Goodreads want to read list that I was going to get to someday. Or maybe not. Guess I should have read more. Well, I didn't cease to exist if I am dead. That's a good thing. So I will wait here a few minutes longer. I remember in school, they taught that in Greek mythology, someone would ferry you across the river Styx to the afterlife. And my aunt always used to say you met St. Peter at the pearly gates after you died. As bizarre as either of those situations would be, it would be nice to see someone else right now. I'm usually a fan of solitude, but this extreme solitude is a little unnerving. I'd love to see or hear, well, just about anything. When you think you might be dead, you find your mind wanders to regrets. That should be chapter 1 in my book. I wish I hadn't been so abrupt on my last call with my mom. I was busy and needed to get back to work, but still. I wish I could go back as a child and remember to feed Bubbles the goldfish. That was the first time I had experienced death. Well, till now. And yeah, I wish I hadn't stepped in front of that stupid bus. Wait, did my hand just move? Maybe it was just a twitch, but that seems very promising. I can move. And since I haven't seen or heard anything in the last few minutes, I guess it's up to me to get myself to the pearly gates or back out of the coma or wherever I am. I open my eyes again. Still no light. Still no fan. Let me try to move my hand again. It works! Okay, time to resolve the situation. I'll reach out my right hand and see what I could feel. It didn't get very far, and did I hear a low thump? I slide my hand across the soft surface, almost like a wall, and it's only a few inches away from me. Let me try the other side. Same thump, same wall. I stretch out both hands, measuring each side. It's pretty tight, and it feels spongy like padding? Where am I? Shooting my hands out above me, I again hit padding. At least in this direction, it is a few more inches away, but why am I surrounded by padding? No, no, no. The image of the bus replays over and over in my mind. I did get hit by the bus. When did this happen? How long has it been? But I'm not dead, so why does it feel like I'm in a coffin? Help! I'm not dead! I scream. Someone has to be out here. Someone has to hear me. Get me out of here, please! Please. I'm answered only by silence. Desperate, I punch at the padded walls with no effect. Kicking furiously against the walls again gets nowhere. Won't someone help me? I scream as loudly as I can. Anyone! I'm not dead! I need to get out of here. How do I get out of here? Frantically, I begin tearing at the padding, and after a few panic-stricken minutes, some pieces fall. Pain darts through my fingers, but I fight through the exhaustion and keep clawing, and finally, my fingernails scrape past padding and strike something hard. Wood? Is that wood? I'm almost there. I'm starting to feel a little tired, though. My arms feel heavy, and my strikes are slowing down. But I'm almost there. Just need to keep going. It's a little warm in here. When did it get so warm? It wasn't that warm a few minutes ago. I'm feeling a little lightheaded too. I just need to keep going. But maybe just rest for a second. Catch my breath. Why is that bus coming at me? It can't be much farther now. I just need to keep going. Maybe just rest for one more second. And then I'll keep digging. That bus is going to hurt me. Rest. Just for a second. That bus is going to stop, right? The only thing I can do is close my eyes. I closed my eyes. And that's our story for this Saturday night. Thank you for joining us. Please come again next week, if you dare.